Hello, everybody, and welcome to SuppTalk Radio. We're doing a bright and early 10 a.m. live view, and I'm excited. So, a couple of quick housekeepings, some new product launches this week. We have Iron Brothers BCAA EAA Recharge available in Canada, and will hopefully be coming here soon in the U.S. If you're an Iron Brothers guy, you know quality supplements, good portfolio products. Also, another company that kind of goes under the radar, Obsessed Nutrition, just dropped a new product called Activate, which is their non-stim fat burner. That it's got a really cool ingredient in there that will go ahead and really target that brown adipose tissue. Obsessed.nutrition.com. And two products for me this week. I've got to give a quick shout out. These are not paid. As I always say, it's all about the small companies. So the first one is Proven Supplements pre-workout. It's a low stim, high quality product. And then Panda Supplements Cuts, another great product I'm using as well. But enough of my banter, folks. The man of the hour. Allow me to introduce Garage GYMHOMIE. But as I know him, his name is Ari, and he's a friend. Ari, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you for having me on. Much appreciated. What up? What up?
The man that coined the phrase, the what ups, what ups.
Yeah. That's right.
So Ari, as you kind of said offline, you're kind of like a relatively unknown, and I mean that respectively. Tell us a little bit about your background. Were you a sports guy, or I mean, we know some of your past. We don't need to go down that, but tell us about your upbringing a little bit.
We can go down some of it. I mean, when I was a kid, I was super intimidated by sports, team sports, all of that. I felt like everyone knew what was going on in the game. Baseball, basketball, my parents threw me in there, and I just never connected with it. I always found that sports like snow skiing, skateboarding. I was the skateboarder in high school. It was like my favorite thing in the world. Things that I kind of did where I could challenge myself, not team stuff. I never connected with it. It was too intimidating for me. Too much.
So you were kind of a soul person, like sports that are one-on-one that you can push yourself and not have any kind of influence outside.
Or I could do them with other people, but they weren't like relying on me to perform. It was like kind of just me versus myself.
Okay.
And that's really what I connected with. And I could see now that we're talking about that bodybuilding is the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So were you kind of, when you say skating, were you into the crazy hair and the baggy pants and the chains? Were you like that far, or just kind of skateboarding?
I had hair down to like here when I was in like 9th and 10th grade. I mean, I was always rebelling, always getting in trouble. That's when I started getting high and just running with skateboarders. I felt like I belonged, with people then. I felt like I belonged finally.
So were you born and raised in Michigan? Always Michigan?
Yep, right outside of Detroit here. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Has Detroit? I mean, I know Detroit got hammered many years ago with the car industry and everything. Are they finally coming around a little bit, like as a state or a city?
Yeah, it seems like they're putting a ton of restaurants there. A bunch of white people are moving downtown now and spending like God knows how much money on like little 1-bedroom places. It's like, I guess it's a place people want to be, but it's only really a little bubble where people want to be, and then it's still Detroit around it where no one wants to be.
Because I've never been to the state. I've never driven through it, so it's kind of like one of those little, maybe bucket list. Maybe bucket list is not the right thing, but I've never been. So
yeah, you're not missing much. There's to me, like I lived in LA for over 7 years, and I came back here because I like the peacefulness of the suburb. I don't want to deal with too much craziness, so I like it here.
So we have a comment from, I don't know if you know, Ryan Moody, who knew Garage GYMHOMIE was actually wanting to be Tony Hawk Light.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you were on the West Coast, did you pick up surfing or anything and get another like one-on-one sport?
No, you know what? I was just when I was on the West Coast, I lived like blocks from the ocean.
Okay.
And I was so busy ripping and running. I was not working out. I was just getting high and getting in trouble. I didn't appreciate what was right in front of me there, so I didn't do anything like that. Now, if I was there, I'd probably be up swimming in that ocean every dang morning. I mean, I would love it. Yeah.
What part of California were you in for that short time?
Santa Monica,
Okay.
Hollywood, Studio City. I mean, I was ripping and running all through LA.
So you're like a grifter almost, who's have a couch you could sleep on, or did you actually have a place you were staying more regularly?
There was a time where, like, my first, few years out there, I was doing really well. I had my own apartments and stuff. And then, I'd say 5 out of those 7 years, things were good. 2 out of those 7 years, I was in prison. Um,
Okay.
year at least, yeah, about 2 years I spent in state prison out there, and I'm really open about my past when it came to my drug use and getting in trouble and all of that. I think it's important for me to be open about because it's helped me connect with a lot of people
Yep.
and be more helpful to them. Uh, but yeah, my last couple of years out there was super rough, like living on the streets, homeless, and in and out of like motels and what you're kind of talking about. But most of the time out there, I was on top of my game.
So I want to get into some positivity because again, I appreciate your honesty, and folks watching, Ari's an open book. Put the questions in the comments section and we'll definitely bring him in here. What was the wake up call for you, Ari, to kind of clean yourself up? Was there a makeup moment, rock bottom, anything?
Yeah, I was pretty much had nothing left out there. I was going to die. And my brother came out there to visit me. And the stars kind of aligned. He came out right at the right time where I literally just had nothing left there. I was in and out of
Okay.
hospitals for, being sick from all the dope stuff. And he sent me back home to Detroit. So he came and scooped me up and really saved me.
Nice. So
Yeah.
so what point did you turn to the weights?
When I got home, I was withdrawing from the drugs I was on, and my brother has been doing physique shows, bodybuilding, all that for years now. And he used to take me over to Powerhouse Gym, and he had me do cardio, had me hit the weights with him. He knew my family knew I'd feel better. It would kind of like uh, what's the word, like fast track the withdrawal process that I was going through,
Were you
And
attending meetings and stuff, Ari, or did you really just go cold turkey and kind of turn around?
no, I definitely I didn't go to rehab or anything like that because I knew in the deepest part of my heart that I was done for good. So I didn't need any rehab. I saw my doctor. He put me on the right medications just for a quick like few weeks to get off the drugs. And I got down to business. I went to meetings, met my sponsor, went through the 12 steps of AA, and I was done. Yeah.
So there was no denial from you whatsoever. Your brother came and you said, "All right, I surrender. I'm going back."
100%. I
That's
was
awesome,
after
brother.
years of going through 20 rehabs, jails, been arrested 20 times, state prison. I would fought it my whole entire life, and there just was a point where I knew in the deepest part of myself that I was done for good. Yeah.
So Ari, how is and again, you're an open book, and I appreciate this. How is your relationship now with whatever family you have? Because I'm sure it was probably broken, gone, everything else. I mean, how's everything now?
Oh, now it's beautiful, but that came with a lot of it came with, like, through the 12-step program, I've had to make amends with people. I've had to clean up my past. I've had to turn myself in. I had to do time when I was sober to clean up warrants I had. I mean, I've had to go. So they've seen really the changes that I've gone through and
Okay,
how I spend my life helping addicts and alcoholics. So things couldn't be better. I'm in business with my dad now. We're in business together. And,
awesome.
mhm.
So are you a sponsor now? Do you sponsor other people?
Yeah, I've sponsored probably a couple hundred addicts and alcoholics, and I currently have about 7 people that I sponsor and keep in touch with.
Is it tough, Ari, being a sponsor where you put obviously you've walked the walk, so you understand what they're going through, but I'm
Yeah.
sure there's people you try to help so much, but then they relapse or maybe it gets nasty. I mean, is it tough?
Yeah, there's most of the people don't make it. Most of the people don't make it, but that's the thing. It's easy to think about all those people who didn't make it. And then my head wants me to forget about the people who did. And they're out here now sponsoring other people. And it's like kind of like a family growing around me.
Yep.
And there's a lot of blessings in that. And yeah, most people aren't ready, but I'm not going to put in more work than they're willing to anyway. If they're not willing to do the work, go through these steps, like live a spiritual life, then I'm not going to put in any more sweat than they are, you know.
Yeah, it's got to be tough though, because I look at it almost like a doctor, where you want to help, but you got to take the personal aspect out of it. But the humanistic side, you want to put the person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's people who I feel more connected to, I guess, who I really want them to have it. I really want them to do well. And they're just not really willing to do what it takes. So they'll
Yep.
kind of fall out, but they know that I'm not going to ruin a future opportunity to be helpful. So they know when they are ready, they can come back. I'm not going to like tarnish a relationship with them because they're not ready.
Yep. Yep.
So, yeah.
So again, let's shelve that, because again, you're an open book, and I appreciate that. I know for some people it's tough, but you're strong. You've overcome, and obviously your life is in, I'm going to say better order, but not perfect, because nobody's life is perfect. But obviously your house is back in order, my friend.
Yeah, yeah, it's a blessing. It's beautiful. It's surreal to me. It's surreal, absolutely. And working out, man. Like I was just thinking about it when I was talking. Way before the weights started. I mean, when I was back in, I got sent to boarding school when I was like 16 years old. We
Okay.
were pumping iron then. It was like every day we would bench press. Every day we would do push-ups. And so it was back then really when I connected in my head that working out kind of got me high.
Yep.
It was back then. And then when I went to state prison in California, I used to walk around the yard and I'd see the people waiting in line for the pull-up bar and the dip bar and stuff, because they got rid of the weights in prison in California many years before I went.
Oh,
And
really? Okay.
the inmates were getting bigger than the guards. So they pulled the weights out of there. So it was all body weight stuff. And I used to walk that track thinking, man, I want to get ripped. Well, I'm going to be here for a year and a half. I want to get as ripped as, and I couldn't do it because being a Jewish guy in prison, I couldn't go around the skinheads. They hated me.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Okay.
was like, all I could do was walk that track while I stared at that pull-up bar. I thought to myself, one day I'm going to get sober. I want to get myself a decent physique. I want to really turn it around. And I still had years left to getting high on me. But I always fantasized that one day I'd get really into working out.
So take out the when you hit that abuse stage, when you were growing up, were you a lean guy? Were you kind of muscular? What was your body type like?
No, I was scrawny, man. When I came home from LA too, I was like 130 pounds, like sucked up drug addict, like
Yeah.
hungry looking. Yeah, horrible. Yeah, no, I was always super skinny, no muscle.
Okay. Now
Yeah,
look at you. Now you're a beast.
I don't know. I'm just trying to grow, It's just trying to grow, be better.
So you come back, you join the gym, and obviously you're on the right path. But at that point, I mean, you join the gym. Is it the kind of mentally you're giving up one addiction of the drugs and whatnot, but is it almost like an addiction now for the gym, where it's kind of where it's firing in the brain a little bit?
It definitely is like my way to get high. You know what I mean? It's definitely like that, but I do have a relationship with my sponsor. So we talk about balance a lot and making sure not to overdo it, like taking weeks off,
Yep.
making sure I'm not training every day, making sure that, if there's a family event or something, that I'm willing to adjust my life so I could do that, things where the reason I've never competed was because for an alcoholic like me, whose disease is all about selfishness anyway, I got to watch that I'm not too into myself all the time. It's
Yep.
something I got to constantly watch. And it's hard, especially, with the YouTube channel and the whole thing. I definitely got to be on guard that I'm not way too into, because I already crossed the line. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I already crossed the line, and I can't get too far. My sponsor said, one day you never know. You might be walking down the street in a tank top. The next week, you might be walking down in a thong. And be like, how did I get like this? He's like, you better watch yourself.
Oh my God. Ari, we have a quick question here from a Colleen Brophy. I don't know if she's someone in your network. Does Ari agree that neurotransmitter release from skeletal muscle is the greatest high? I don't know if that's too scientific for either one of us or.
No, she's deep. She's deep. This is a friend of mine who I've known for many years who's starting her own channel. Yeah, I mean, it's a good high. The greatest high to me is all of it together. You know what I mean? To me, it all everything goes together. It's not like I can't pick one piece of what gets me high. It's like the whole lifestyle, the cardio, the regiment, the practicing restriction in my life gets me high. Living a life where I don't just give in to every indulgence in the freaking world that comes my way, whether it's eating, porn, sex, food, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what gets me high.
Are you able to unwind? I mean, what is there quiet times in your life, or do you always kind of go in because maybe the brain's going fast?
Yeah, it's difficult for me. It's
So you can't really
difficult
sit down and watch a 2-hour movie like comfortably, or can you?
once in a while, but it's sometimes I always feel like I got something to do. That's a big struggle of mine. It's difficult for me to sit still and be like, I'm just gonna chill out and do nothing. It always feels like I need to take care of business. Yeah.
But the good thing is though is you acknowledge it. So you even though you can't do it, but it sounds like you know it's going on.
Yeah, like when I went to Florida, like I was able to sit there on the beach, swim in the ocean, like let myself chill out. Like I can do that stuff, but when I'm at home, I'm super, I come from a life with no structure at all. So I feel like I kind of cling to it. I cling to it and maybe it provides some comfort for me to be super structured and have a full life.
So I've got questions coming in already about the gym and you working out and everything. So
Sure.
Back on track, you start going to the gym.
Yeah.
Are you a quick responder? Or are you kind of just going through things? Do you have a program in place? Kind of how does that start off?
My first thing was to lose weight because, as I said, I came home sucked up, skinny
Yep.
as heck. Then I went to jail to turn myself in, and I gained a ton of weight.
Really?
I came out of jail with a belly. Like,
Okay.
I've never been heavy in my life. So my first goal was to lose that weight. So I started eating clean, doing cardio, hitting the weights and all that. And then I just wanted to get ripped. I wanted to build muscle. I could see a little six pack finally coming in. I was saw a little pop in my bicep here, a little vascularity, and it was exciting. I just wanted to continue growing and building, and I just connected how good it felt. And it was like my brother was guiding me, and my sponsor just happens to be like a world champ bodybuilder who traveled the country. He was the number one Mr. T impersonator in the world, who used to travel around with the A team. He did
Oh, geez.
commercials for the Michigan State Fair, being Mr. T. He's 72-year-old man, but he had a home. Between him and my brother, I learned everything I knew about working out and nutrition.
Were supplements a part of your life back then?
Just Beverly.
Okay.
Just because he had been on him for I trust him with my life. So when he told me, he's like, this is what I use through all my contests. This is the only thing I've used in my life. This is what works for me. And I don't know about all that other stuff. He said, there's a nuance, all that. He
Yep.
said, this Beverly stuff has been the best for the muscle as far as I know. So I trust him. So I've been a distributor for Beverly, for years.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, they give me the wholesale stuff, and I'd go to the gym. People wanted some protein, or I wasn't making money or anything, but $5 a bottle, whatever. It was
Yeah,
no.
but it adds up though. You go volume, man.
I wasn't doing my brother more because he's a personal trainer, so he'd sell it to his clients and stuff. And he gave me 7 keto muscle lean, so to lose some weight, the lean out. They have like this old school line that they haven't changed their formulas much for many years.
So it's interesting because I've never tried any Beverly, but I know you got one side of the coin that people say that they're outdated, they need to get up to the times. But then you have other people that say, you know what, the products are really good as they are. They don't need to be changed. Like the protein I know is probably the same formula for 20 years, and it's supposed to be top quality.
It is top quality. My thing with supplements is the only thing I really see them innovating to me personally, and I'm not a supplement expert. I
Yeah,
review based on my angle with this is not like the scientific angle, or I'm like the practical. Hey, I'm a workout guy. I have a love for health and fitness. This is what works for me. That's kind of my angle with the channel.
yep,
So I don't need too much innovation because I'm relying on my training and my eating more than any of these supplements. I mean,
yeah,
I'm basic. The only supplements I only even believe work that I could like tell you this definitely works is like creatine,
yep,
protein, and caffeine. The
yep.
rest of the stuff really we could debate on even if it does anything. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if BCAAs do a dang thing for me. I don't know if any non-stim carnitine or anything does anything for me. I don't know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I know based on what I believe that creatine's effective, you need protein, and caffeine can help with your output. Besides
Definitely.
that, the other stuff is kind of extras to me anyway. It's all just like fun and games.
Creatine is probably one of the only ingredients that's been studied hundreds of thousands of times
Right and
at
true.
every level. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And so many people are trying to reinvent the creatines, but at the
Mm-mm.
end of the day, monohydrate is still number one. I mean, people can
100%.
debate. It's the cheapest and it's the one that works.
5 grams of monohydrate. You don't need a loading phase. You need to put 5 grams in your body a day, and you'll get the benefits of it.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. It's just simple. I'm a simple guy. Simple guy.
It's that whole acronym. If you ever heard KISS, keep it short and sweet, keep it simple, stupid, whatever it is.
Simple, stupid. That's right. And that's been my training approach for years. I've never been this guy who's like, I'm going to do a high carb day and a low carb day and this day. I don't like too much thinking. I
Yeah.
just like to go hard on the weights, make sure I get adequate sleep, make sure the food I'm eating is clean, and I could throw in some supplements to play around with after.
Since you talked about eating, and I know you seem to be you have your stuff disciplined. I know you discussed it on one of your videos, but give us a quick breakdown of, not macros and stuff, but I know you're but break down what you kind of eat in a day or like how you follow a program.
Okay, yeah, it's simple because hasn't changed in about 5 years. So uh, every week, Monday through Friday, I eat spot on clean, 100%, the same thing each day. I switch up the proteins and like the carb sources. So in the morning, I'll have um, about 6 ounces of chicken, beef, or fish with a complex carb like a brown rice, a quinoa, sweet potato, 4 ounces of veggies, and half an avocado. That's the meal. I have the same exact thing for lunch 3 hours later. 3 hours later, after that, I have 2 Papa Steve's bars, um,
Okay.
which is a whole food. I get 40 grams of protein about out of that. I'm going to do a review for them soon because I think they're the best. I have a shake before I work out with some protein powder, whatever that is, a banana, some peanut butter, and then my non-stim pre-workout, some creatine. And then after I hit the weights, I have another 6 ounces of protein with a complex carb. It's super simple.
You eat like a bodybuilder though, because when I used to compete, that's what it was. It was like 4 of the same meals a day.
Yeah, I eat 3 solid meals, one of them plus the bars plus a shake. So 5 meals a day. I eat them at the exact same minute every day. I got it timed out. I drink about a gallon and a half of water per day. I don't drink within an hour of when I eat because it's bad for digestion.
Yep.
And the food keeps you more satiated when you're not drinking. At the same time, I drink 9.5 alkaline water. I bought a machine here, and that's it. It works for me. It works for me. If I want to adjust it, then maybe like when it gets a little warmer out, I might pull out some of the carbs, might not eat the carb for dinner or whatever, lower my carbs, tighten up a little, but I'm not scared to eat.
Did you at the beginning or now did you track any of it, whether it's carb or just overall calories, or did you just kind of wing it a little bit to find out what works?
Yeah, I've had to do a lot of the first couple of years was a lot of learning about my body, a lot of adjusting. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, I don't believe in tracking calories as much as I do. The macros, the calories are going to work themselves out if you have your protein down, the fat, and the carbs. Yeah.
But I know you get dirty on the weekends, though. You've admitted you get dirty.
I do get dirty, but even then, like I hold out, I eat clean up till 6 p.m. and then I give myself a window from 6 p.m. to midnight where I can eat whatever the heck I want. Anything in the world goes. You
Is
know,
there a go-to cheat meal or cheat food?
I love sushi.
But
I
that's not a
love
cheat meal, though, dude. Sushi's not really a cheat meal.
I get all the candied fried stuff.
Okay, okay.
But when I get sushi, like me and my brother, we usually get sushi and then pick up like a pizza too. you know.
Okay.
So and maybe some chicken wings too, or whatever. I like a lot of Asian food, Thai food, Chinese food. Uh, Pizza's always good, except I'm trying to make healthier decisions, not because of the carbs or the fat, but the sodium feels like junk, man. Like after the weekend, it takes like 3 days for that sodium bloat to go away. You know.
Yeah, but if you've ever tried, I don't know if you do this, the night you have like a pizza or something, it's high sodium. Don't
Mhm.
drink any water because the next morning you will probably be so shredded because you're like sodium loading.
I feel that. Yeah, I do. I look like when I'm in the mirror, man. If I work out on a Sunday and I ate like Saturday night,
Yep,
I'm like, dang, I got that. What do they call them? The sodium pumps.
yep,
It's definitely a fact. My body's so sensitive because I don't add any sodium to my food. Because
yeah,
I look at the numbers and I get adequate. If I didn't get adequate sodium, I would. But some of the fish I buy and stuff, if I'm eating some shrimp, it has sodium in it.
yep.
So it's got enough for my daily intake of 1,800 to 2,200 milligrams.
And
Yeah,
you're drinking so much water though, you're flushing any sodium you have out of your body anyway.
I know. Yeah, I stick with the water. The only thing I drink any time in the day that's not water is I sip some BCAAs through my workout.
No
Just because
Crystal Light, nothing for flavor.
no. I like water now. Once
Yeah,
you're on it, you enjoy it.
that's
Yeah.
how you know you're getting old. Because as a kid, your parents are always telling you to drink water and you wouldn't, and now you fast forward and be like, wow, this shit's good.
It is good. Like my grandparents are 86 and 83.
Wow,
They still won't touch water. They,
really?
I bring them bottles. I was bringing them bottles of the alkaline. My grandma's like, I like it. It feels like it gets colder, but they'll sip a little bit during the day. They don't drink water. Yeah. So.
So what does the workout routine look like? What do you have? Do you have a structure on the workout routine?
I make sure I hit the weights 5 days out of the week now. I'm simple. I'm hitting one muscle group per day right now. I throw in abs in there once a week. See, I do my cardio in the morning,
Yep,
fasted 35 minutes, whether I'm doing the stair stepper, whether I'm doing swim laps, or in the summer I'm out there biking. I swim a mile, it takes about a half hour or whatever.
yep,
And I'll bike 10 miles. That takes about 35 minutes. So I do about 35 minutes of cardio to burn at least 300 to 400 calories in the morning, fasted. And then after work, I hit the weights. And I take like either a day off during the week so I could do my high stim Saturday, and hit the weights then. It's kind of turned into a tradition with my brother and one of my
yep.
homies. And, or I'll skip 2 days during the week and work out Saturday and Sunday. Now I'm trying to work out Saturday and Sunday because I only take stim pre-workouts on the weekend. And I have
Okay.
so many I got to freaking review that I kind of have to use those 2 days because I'm trying to catch up. I mean, I have so many supplements now in line to review. I got to use them.
So Monday through Friday, you doing coffee or are you completely stim free?
I do fat burner. I cut
Okay.
out the coffee right before COVID hit, and I would just do the fat burner in the morning. It's like my pre-workout for cardio, essentially. I allow
Gotcha.
myself the one dose of caffeine per day or whatever stimulants are in the fat burner, and that's it to keep my tolerance low. You
So
know?
whatever your workout is for the day, do you plan it the night before? You just go
No,
into the garage and say, today I'm
no,
going to do chest and I feel like
that's
incline
it.
today. Yeah.
That's it. I asked my brother at the beginning of the week. I said, "What are we hitting for high stim Saturday?" We rotate every week. One day, shoulders, chest, back, legs, arm. I just don't. I make sure not to do that one muscle group during the week to save it for our high stim Saturday.
Yep.
I don't plan my workouts. I don't plan my exercises. Last minute, I'm like, "What are we hitting today?" I have a list of all my workouts every week at the beginning of the week.
Yep.
It used to be 3 cardio sessions, 2 hot yoga sessions, and 5 strength training sessions. So 10 workouts a week plus
Okay.
8, so 11. So 10 workout, and I cross it off the list. I just make sure I got to cross off. Now that I'm not at the yoga studio, I do 5 cardio sessions. So
Wow.
5 cardio sessions, 5 strength training sessions. I just cross it off and make sure Monday through Sunday, I have to get everything done.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah.
Ari, I'm going to pop this up here. We have a question from Tyrone Goyton. I'm sorry if I killed your name. My bro, total motivation. Can you give me some tips to increase my bench press?
Let me tell you something right now. This is my buddy right now that when I started hitting the weights a few years ago and getting like pretty serious, this is my workout partner from what was Powerhouse Fitness. This guy is the biggest beast I've ever met in a gym in my freaking life. He bench presses over 500 pounds. He's completely full of junk. This guy will not work out for 3 months, come in the gym and throw 5 plates on the bench press like a maniac and act like he's been there the whole time. So
So
he's
he's being a wise ass, in other words.
he's trolling. He's trolling right now. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, this is my partner here. So
This is another gentleman I just want to quickly pop up. Arrogance Rude Taylor, love the energy of your videos, and Sean is a gentleman. Thank you. I appreciate you watching and chiming in. I've been doing this forever, and I love meeting new friends and letting them tell the story.
that's nice. That's nice. Yeah.
And then we have Alan, our good friend Heroic Muscle Alan here, of course, being a wise ass. You learn more on this video and this chat than you do on 10 videos put together on Mike O'Hearn's Natty Nutrition and Training Advice videos.
Well, Michael O'Hearn looks pretty good. He looks pretty good.
Yeah, we'll just leave that debate for another time here. Whether you agree or disagree.
I love Heroic Muscle. That's my boy. He's so supportive. Everyone's so supportive. That's the coolest thing about the YouTube, because I felt like I was gonna come in here and be like, there's no room for you. Who the heck is Garage Gym Homie? But like TJ from Fitness Deal News, I consulted him. He's like, you should do the YouTube channel. Before I started, he's like, you should do it. And he went out of his way and conferenced with me. We did a face-to-face conference, and he's like, gave me all these tips. He took time out of his day. Guy didn't know me at all.
Yeah.
And was like generous enough to like talk with me on a Sunday for like an hour and a half, gave me like a ton of advice. No one was ever like, there's no freaking room for you here. Everyone's been super supportive, like all the supplement reviewers, everyone who's doing this. It's like a really cool vibe.
And I say all the time, Ari, there's days where I actually absolutely hate social media because all the trolls and the jackasses. But then on the flip note, I love, because like I've met so many great people, like hundreds and hundreds of people that I may never meet again. Like I may never be in the same room with you, Ari, but I consider you a close friend.
Yeah, you as well. You as well. And the other thing about the YouTube channel is that the internet's really toxic, as you know,
Yes.
like Instagram. And I was like checking all the political stuff, all that. The YouTube channel, what it's done for me is it's pulled me away from all of that and had me focus on what I'm doing instead of all the other toxic garbage on the internet. That's been one of the biggest blessings ever for me, is that it pulled me away from such negativity to focus on this hobby and project, got me out of my comfort zone, making the videos. And a big part of what's helped me with these videos is for all the speaking I've done. for years at treatment centers and I've given open talks in front of like hundreds of people for AA
Wow.
meetings. So like that's kind of prepped me a little for being able to be more comfortable doing this, on camera, being myself and stuff like that.
So we have a quick question from Colleen Brophy. Brophy, I think she's one of your homegirls, maybe.
Yeah.
Any opinion on coconut water?
Well, my opinion on coconut water, I don't drink it. I know there's a lot of health benefits to it, but in some of the supplements we take, Sean, they got the coconut water powder.
Yep,
Which
for electrolytes.
Which is for what? Hydration, right?
Yep.
And some people swear that it works better than taurine, I heard. I think it's in the Ugly Muscle that I just reviewed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Colleen, me personally, I hate it as like a canned drink. Like if you pick it off the counter like a soda, I think it's garbage. But yes, the dehydrated in the energy drinks, or I should say the pre-workouts, it's very popular and for electrolyte balance and everything else.
Do you think they're effective, Sean?
It's hard to gauge. Really, it's hard to gauge.
It's like, who knows if this is just extras or this does anything. The only thing we know is what we feel.
That's it.
Yeah.
I had a debate with somebody or maybe he was on the call last week with all of us, is a lot of people think supplements are placebos. Okay. But in the same boat, if it is letting you, now your bench press goes up 10 pounds, 15 pounds, you feel more energy. Is it really a placebo if it's working? You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I don't know. Like, I guess when you say supplements, I guess you'd have to talk about which ingredients are a placebo. I mean, caffeine's not a placebo.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, the stimulants aren't placebos. So I don't know what part of maybe like beta alanine's a placebo. I don't know. The science. Some people swear it helps with endurance. Some people say it just gives you a warm, tingly feel, warm, fuzzy hug, and that's about it.
If you didn't say it, I was going to say it. Warm, fuzzy hugs.
Yeah, you know where I got that?
No, where?
That's what people used to say about heroin.
Okay.
Like a warm, fuzzy hug. They used to say that about heroin. And beta gives that similar warmth, in the body. So that's where I got that from. Yeah.
So there's a lot of people wait. Let's talk about your gym here.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start building the gym?
When the first COVID lockdown came, about a week before, we saw what other states were doing. Me and my brother. We didn't have one piece of equipment, nothing.
Okay.
We had nothing. My sponsor said, come to my house, I'll give you some stuff. He said, I'll give you some weights. He ended up being like, the guy's got like the most insane studio ever. He ended up having like all this stuff put at the front of his gym, the Power Tech bicep, a shoulder press, like a bunch of weights, just a ton of stuff. And then I ended up buying the vertical leg press off him. So we had nothing. So when the first COVID lockdown came is when we started putting it together. And then I thought to myself, I'm either going to go all in with this or I'm just going to kind of leave it like that and hope I go back to the gym one day.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm going all in. So I called my contractor. He drywalled it. He painted the ceiling black, put in the fan. I run a heating and cooling company, so getting it
cost.
Getting heating and cooling in there, in a Michigan winter, I knew wasn't going to be a big deal. I have AC in there. I have heat in there now, a ductless mini split and a heating unit. I had to do everything. So I had nothing before COVID. Yeah. So I'll never go back to the gym. Unless I'm on vacation or something. I have no reason to go back.
But do you miss it at all? Maybe not the camaraderie, but seeing like someone else on a bench press across the way doing 315, and the mental thing of saying, I can beat that guy. That indirect competition maybe when you go to a gym.
No.
I
don't miss it. I don't miss the process of packing my bag, leaving the house, having to go there. There's nothing like walking into my freaking garage, turning on whatever music I want without headphones, without a mask, without any of that garbage, and being right in my zone. Because I'm going to push myself regardless.
Sure.
I'm pushing myself as hard as I can go if I'm by myself or if I'm with you. The only advantage of me being with you is that you're going to spot me. and I could push myself for bench press. Any other exercise, I can do whatever the heck I want to the max. So I'm not really one that's I'm not going to push myself anymore because I see some guy hitting bigger weight than I can. I don't even believe in heavyweight training like that anyway. For me, I'm a bodybuilder. I'm not just like a weightlifter. I believe in like medium to even lighter weight with proper reps, proper form, doing it right to keep tension on the muscle. I'm not just like, that's ego stuff. Yeah, it's nice to go in and bench 315 once in a while. Sure, I bench 315, plenty of times, but like, I'm not doing that every time. That's more for my head than for my muscle.
Yeah. So the first machine you bought was a leg machine? Is that what you mentioned?
The first machine I actually purchased was the vertical leg press, which like no gyms have anymore.
Is that like, looks like you're a table and you're pushing it straight up on your back?
Yeah, it's like a freaking cave is coming down on you and you're trying to hold it up with your legs. That thing will tear up your leg. And you could hit calves on it. You can do one-legged. You can hit it with one leg. So the weights were the hardest thing to get. The weights, because everyone was price gouging like $4 a pound.
Crazy.
It's nuts. So I got a hookup finally where I had an opportunity to buy the whole set, 5s through 120s to have a matching set. I was like, I'll spend the money. It cost $6,000. And I was like, I'll have it for life. I might as well do that, So.
Yeah, well, everyone's suffering. Businesses are suffering. That's the one industry that's freaking crazy. I remember you could buy like 75 cents to 80 cents a pound was average. And here in Mass, it's $2 to $2.50 a pound, if you can find it.
$2 to $2.50 a pound would be fine right now. That would be a fine price for anybody to pay, the way the market is. Yeah. If you get weights for $2 a pound, you should scoop them up.
Jeez. So, okay, so you buy the leg press, and then what's the second thing? I'm not going to go through every single piece, but what's the second thing you buy?
The big thing that I bought, my big purchase, was the cable machine that I have with the power rack built in that you could see behind all my YouTube videos. That was the best freaking thing. They had one left at this exercise warehouse near me. It cost $3,000. They included the installation, and it was such a gamble because you never know. When you go to the gym, you never know how cables are going to feel.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like some of them have too much tension and they're just not right. And you're like, I just don't like this cable machine. This one just was freaking perfect. It's called a Bodycraft RFT. I'm going to review it on the channel. And it was the best,
Well, are there any brands did you because I know you're a Power Tech guy and you seem like a Body Solid guy, but is there any brand you really lean more towards, or is it kind of just the equipment that you need?
I'm not overly impressed with Body Solid. I find that Power Tech is really, really great. They make some very cool things. You can get like that multi-press bench that I have. You do everything from the shoulder press to the incline to the decline to the flat. You could do rows with it. You can do all sorts of workouts, and they got a ton of extensions. I could buy like for flies, for leg extent. I mean, they got it all. So I think Power Tech has some very innovative, solid pieces of equipment. Yeah,
it's the lever press. I have the same exact one. I've discussed. I bought the lat pull down, and that's the one company that has not price gouged. Their prices before COVID are still the same. Be honest.
They're not price gouged, and they're actually well built.
Yes.
Yeah, and they don't give you like Chinese instructions to put them together. They're like, you can actually like the one thing is we have had to learn to be super handy and put some crazy things together with no instructions. So with some of this equipment. We bought and sold a lot. What you see now is not what we started with. We bought and sold a bunch of stuff. Now I pretty much have what I'm finally going to have unless something crazy comes up. It's all set up now. But yeah, we've gone through a bunch of stuff.
Have you put paper to pen to figure out what you've invested aside from the retrofit of the gym, the actual equipment, plates, dumbbells? Have you put a quick figure?
Yeah, $40,000.
Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm. But that includes the the drywall, the painting, the insulation, the fan, the HVAC unit. I mean that's everything. The floor, the horse stall mats was like $800. That's everything. The sound system. About $40,000.
So do you have a preset that when you go that every morning the gym's going to be at 62 degrees, or do you just, I mean, do you have a temperature set in there every day?
We keep it at 55 degrees, but this
Okay.
unit that I have, it's, let's say it's 5 degrees out. It got a little warmer now, but let's say it's 5 degrees in Michigan, and it's at 55. I could set it up to like 65, and it'll hit it in about 5, 6 minutes. So
Damn.
it's,
Okay.
I don't gotta preset it because it's the unit's so oversized for that garage. It meets temperature like that. Yeah.
I'm going to give a shout out. There's a gentleman, Pete Posimus. I think he follows you. You might not know of him. He's got a nice home gym as well, but he posts, like, he'll go into his gym and it's like 42 degrees on a thermostat, which is crazy.
He reached out to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It looks like he's got a solid setup. He's got his dog hanging out in there.
Just like you, yes.
Just like me. Yeah, I love, and that's the other part. You can't. I have my dog with me. I don't got to leave him after work and all that stuff. So it's like it's really a blessing to have.
So let's see. We have a Joey Leishman. Garage Gym Homie is the man. I've been working with his brother for a lot of years.
My brother trains him. Yeah, right in our garage.
So I looked today, Ari. Do you remember the very first video that you dropped on your channel?
Yeah, it was my alkaline water machine. It was. I wouldn't even want to watch it. It would be hard to watch right now. But yeah, I wanted to showcase how much I love this alkaline water machine that I got. Yeah.
Do you actually feel a difference?
In what?
Like, because some people say that whether with when you take the water, I guess, for your stomach for absorption, whether you're more acidic, more basic, do you actually feel any difference with the absorption or overall feeling of your body?
100%. I could drink this if I go out of town and I don't have my alkaline water. I drink a bottle of water. It feels heavy. I feel bloated when the water's heavy. This water's feather light. It's like I could drink it and never get that bloated feeling. It just absorbs so well. I feel the difference in my head. I drink it to wake up before fat burners, any caffeine, any of that. This wakes me up. Yeah.
Interesting. Does it actually distill it, like taking out the sodium and the minerals, or is it just kind of ionize it?
Before it ionizes it, before it goes through the electrolysis, it goes through 4 filters, and each filter takes their big filters. I change them once a year. It has a whole list of everything it's filtering out. It's insane. Yeah.
And how often do you have to change the filter on it, or is it expensive too, I guess?
Once a year, I pay a guy like $220 to come out and service it.
Okay.
And a guy in my area, and he changes the filters, cleans out the machine, make sure has a good flow and all of that. It's well worth it to me. And I just tell people, like my boy Tyrone, who's on, just bring your 5-gallon bottle over, fill up. Like I just share the water with people, like they can come and fill up if they want.
Was that a recommendation from one of your trainers, or is that just, how did you come across that actually itself?
My sponsor was he's a cancer survivor. He saw a holistic doctor when he was going through it. And they said, the doctor's probably not going to tell you this, but start drinking alkaline water with whatever treatments you're doing for the cancer. Disease thrives in acidic environments. I mean, that's a fact. Disease thrives. So when you introduce, the harder it is for disease to thrive, and if you introduce more alkaline environment in your body. So, he survived cancer, and he used to bring me 10 gallons a week. He would drop off on my porch.
Wow.
So after like 10 months of that, I was like, I can't keep having this guy do that. I'm going to buy the machine myself.
Now, if you grab a bottle of water of Evian, do you actually like feel the difference? Is it almost like on your taste buds?
I don't grab a bottle of water of Evian, so I don't know. I fill up my couple gallons, take it to work. I keep it with me. So yeah, I'm not drinking other water.
So, Aria, here's a question from Ma Cohen's, and maybe you can answer this, and if not, I can take it. Are there any trusted labs out there that would end the placebo debate?
That's for you.
So I'm going to say, I'm assuming Ma is probably your pseudonym. There's a lot of labs out there that do test products, but the problem is it's expensive. Okay, many labs, and I might be off a little bit, might charge $500 to test one ingredient. So if you have like a pre-workout that has 10 different ingredients in there, it could be thousands of dollars to test the purity of it. So you got that one aspect, and then for the placebo debate, it's running clinical trials, like to really get a harness of people and make sure they're following protocol. I don't want to go too far down that path, but it's expensive. I mean, I wish it was mandated by the FDA that every product was tested, but unfortunately it's not. It's just not.
That's crazy. Do you know about Labdoor? Is that one of them?
Well, yes, lab door, but there's I'm not sure how credible. I've heard good and bad, and not to knock them. I don't know anybody there, but I've heard mixed reviews.
I got you. I got you. So it's not worth it.
No, no.
The best thing is not to rely on these supplements anyway. People forget supplement is if you're lacking something. So
Yes.
just to take supplements, like I'm a big believer in, like, when it comes to multivitamins, take something because you're deficient. Don't just take a bunch of supplements because they were advertised to you. Like, if you're lacking energy, then take pre-workout. But if you can get through the workout, like, without it,
Yes.
then rely on your rest and your eating. Like, don't just take supplements to take them, or overdo it.
That's it. And it's tough because the only way you really find out is to get your labs done. But of course, your labs aren't going to tell you you're deficient in citrulline, beta alanine. It's going to be vitamin D or vitamin A, whatever.
Right, 100%. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm talking about more like the vitamin D, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yep. And here's our friend Alan here, of course, the wise guy he is. When you get equipment to put together, don't read the instructions, throw them out, and wing it. Be a man.
He's not wrong. We pretty much had to do that. I mean, they're pretty worthless, a lot of these freaking instructions. And some of the local companies, they'll come set up the bigger piece of equipment for you, which is nice.
We're guys. It's in our DNA. We don't read instructions. That's why we get married, girlfriends, because they read the instructions for us.
Us Jewish boys, we're not that handy, as it is. So it's this has been quite a growing process, So.
I'm going through questions here. So there was another one from, let's see, good old cousin Jake here, and I'm trying to find it, asking when you're competing. But of course, he's your cousin. He's going to put you on the spot. And I know you discussed that earlier into the show.
Yeah, I'm not competing. He's guided me. The last time I shredded down, he guided me. I went to Florida for a photo shoot, and it was like I acted as if I was competing. I did everything from, pulling the car, everything I would do if I was competing. And he was the person who guided me through that process. He coaches people and stuff. So he wants me to get up on stage, but, I don't want to do that to them. I don't want to do that to them.
Have you ever had your body fat tested?
No. I've had it on those machines that I don't really trust. They've said like 6% or, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think the only way to do it is to go to the hospital and go underwater and blow in the thing. There's the legit.
I had that done. Yep.
That's the only way that's like actually legit, I think, from what I've heard, if you want a real reading.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's true though. That is the only way to do it. But like anything, you have to make sure the technician is solid because there's always that error of error, I guess, of
I didn't
weighing.
even know that. So even that's, you're saying, not accurate.
It depends on the technician because that was one of my classes in college. I had to do that. I had to administer it to my girlfriend, and I did it myself.
Yeah.
So
what were you at?
Oh God! At that point, that's when I was competing. It was like 7%.
That's amazing.
But the thing is, when you do that though, and not to get too gross, you have to make sure that you go to the bathroom both ways because you want everything out of your system.
You have to. Even weighing yourself. I'm a big believer in not really being on the scale all that much. Like,
yep,
once every couple of weeks, once a week. Like, don't be obsessed with the scale. But if you're going to do it, it's got to be first thing in the morning after you go to the bathroom, like completely, like maybe after a week of clean eating. You're not going to eat a cheat meal and then the next day go on the scale. You know what I mean? It's all got to be thought out.
That's it. And someone else commented here, now I can't find it, is saying, when are you going to do a collaboration with Ugly Muscle? Obviously, they liked your video with Ugly Muscle.
I'd love to. I'd love to collaborate with anybody, man. The only collaboration I've done is with you through these things, and me and Jerry did the Excelsior review.
What did you guys think of that? Because Excelsior is another one that's mixed reviews.
I hated it, and he loved it. I'm very sensitive. I don't know if it's something about my past and my drug use with the stimulants to these come downs. I
Yep.
get in my head about it. When I start feeling a come down, or I'm like, oh, I hate it's like coming off of meth or something. I hate that feeling. It like brings me back, and I'm really sensitive to these crashes. From maybe it's how I'm wired, but that freaking Excelsior, people love it. To me, the juice was not worth the squeeze. The way I felt for 12
Love
hours
that.
was not worth the 1 hour of good workout.
Yeah. So I wonder, people always talk about crash, okay? I wonder if it's really the product itself that's making you crash, or it's just that you really had a balls to the wall, intense training that just depleted you.
Crash from pre-workouts or from training?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think some people might misconstrue a crash from taking a pre-workout, where yes, you took a pre-workout, but you worked so hard that you need that power nap.
Yeah, I don't. To me, the crash doesn't mean I need a nap. It means I kind of feel like junk after.
Okay.
Not that I need it. A nap would be fine, and usually after I'm training, I should feel like $1,000,000. But some of these stimulants, especially DMHA, I'm very
Yeah.
sensitive to, and I'm going to expect that it's going to suppress my appetite, and I'm not going to feel that great for a few hours after the high wears off. You know?
So do you like I call them the analogs, the DMHAs, the DMAAs, or do you veer more towards the caffeine like I do?
Freaking love the DMHA, but I'm very limited on using it. I don't overdo it. I use it maybe twice a month
Okay.
to make sure that I'm not overdoing it. And I'm going to make sure if I do it, it's not going to be, I don't want to ruin my cheat meal because it's going to suppress my appetite. And I probably don't want to be seeing, like I could just guess that I wouldn't want to be seeing a woman that night or something, you know. I'm going to be in my head quiet, not wanting to talk to anybody really. I mean, it's like a whole thing for me.
I always wondered, how does that go down? It's not you, honey. It's my pre-workout. It's not you.
Yeah, I mean, I could just tell, like, I just want to be like left alone after I come down off those heavy stims. And
I mean, not you, but in general, does a person work the date around the pre-workout or the pre-workout around the date?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I'm trying to stay focused and driven. These women are a distraction, so I'm just staying focused right now.
It's a healthy distraction. Come on, brother. We all need a little love in one way or another, whether it's physical, mental, whatever.
I feel you. I feel you. Nothing wrong with that. No, but the caffeine I could take as much as I want. Not that I overdo it. I don't want to. I don't really think taking more than 300 milligrams or 350 is necessary ever.
Yeah.
But I know some of these pre-workouts are loaded, 400, 650, all that. But that doesn't give me a crash or come down or anything. It's all the exotic stuff that affects me like that.
Now, I know you answered last week, and folks, if you haven't seen it, Ari and a bunch of us other reviewers were on a huge call last week. I encourage you guys to go follow it. But what was your first pre-workout
That I ever took?
that you ever took?
Oh, I think Redcon won Total War.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was good. It was like it was good then. They did That was before they changed it. That thing was freaking that was a real pre-workout. I mean, I was feeling good for like 8 hours. Yeah.
And then when you did the channel, do you remember what the first pre-workout was on your channel? Let's go back to the history here, even though it's only 6 months.
Yeah, the first pre-workout on my channel, I don't know if it was a Steel Supplements or
Okay.
maybe a Pre-Phase KO. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, TJ kind of put me up on a bunch of those. I didn't even know. All I knew about was really Total War and a few others before I did the channel. Some of the like Vitamin Shop, GNC,
Yep.
popular brands. I didn't know about FELON. I didn't know about any of these. I'm hip to this. Only in the last 6 months I learned about all these.
So here's a question from I just had it from Rachel. Don't know if you know her. What's your favorite weekend cheat dessert?
That's my sister. That's my
Oh,
sister. Yeah. Well, I'm a Cold Stone ice cream.
oh,
Cold Stone ice cream's got to be number one. And Krispy Kreme donuts. Me and my brother will get like 2 dozen of those. The hot ones, the cake batter they make, and a few others. And we'll go pretty hard on those donuts.
Is there a specific topping you always go to with the Cold Stone?
They got this birthday cake remix, which is like it's like the cake batter ice cream with Oreo. I throw some Reese's in there, sprinkles, and brownies. Yeah,
Damn.
I love that stuff, man.
Do you
I
feel
like food too.
do you feel good an hour or two later, or do you kind of kill yourself and be like, it was good going down, but now it's not feeling right?
No, I don't. I don't. The food doesn't affect me in any negative way. I'm just gonna
Okay.
expect that I'm gonna go right into a food coma and sleep real hard, man. I'm gonna get a good 8-9 hours of sleep after I eat like that.
You're still young. You still got a good digestive system.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't touch me.
So, Mad Vegan, am I related to Rappaport? No, I love Michael Rappaport. Love Michael Rappaport, but no, but we're both New Yorkers, and to many, we just don't give a fuck. So anyway, that's as close as we are. Thank you for asking, though.
Yeah. He's hardcore Rappaport.
Oh my God. If you haven't seen his video on when he's doing a rant on wearing a mask,
I
it's
saw that
crazy. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Loved him in Spike Lee movies were some of my favorites in the 90s, and I loved him in Spike Lee movies.
Oh yeah. That's pretty
Oh my
fun.
God. So folks, as you wind down here, keep the questions coming. Ari, is there anything we haven't touched? Anything you want to talk about, my friend?
No, I just think about you've been doing the SuppTalk radio for how many years?
This year will be its 8th year. Did it start in 2013?
Really? So you've gotten to put a spotlight on a ton of smaller companies.
So all I do is the smaller companies.
You've seen a lot of them they haven't made it since the 8 years.
There's some that that just fizzled, and I'm sorry to say that. There's some that are still kind of like a side job. A lot of the companies, they're side jobs, to make some mad money. And then there's some companies, that are killing it, like Apollo Nutrition. They come on 3 years ago. They were a small brand, and they're just making such great strides. They're one of I'm not gonna say my success story because I had nothing to do with it, but just, those companies that you like to see that are just growing. Inspired Nutrition, or Inspired Nutra is another one that's growing.
How much do you think guys like you or me or TJ or Review Bros help their sales? How much of an effect do we have?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, the only way that the companies could really monitor it is when they give us review codes if people are using them. Not review codes, but codes. That's the only way. But I look at it as a collaborative effort, Ari, because many of us we review some of the same products. So if all of us collectively, let's say 1,000, let's say 2,000 followers see the product, it's going to do something. There's no way it's not going to increase any sales.
I feel like before I was even reviewing or even thought to review YouTube supplements, I always looked up pre-workouts on YouTube and things like products on YouTube before I bought them. I always used YouTube to look up supplements and people's experiences with them. Maybe that's part of my drug addicted head that I like seeing people's experiences, how this affects them. I used to do it when I was a kid with illegal drugs, look up people's experiences online. And so I always used YouTube as a source to look up, how a fat burner affected somebody or what their review was. So to me, I would think we would affect a lot of the sales, which is why I think companies are so eager to send free products. To review because they know that. They know that.
But I think the bigger thing, and not a lot of people realize this, is there are people out there that hang on reviewers' every single word. Okay, not a lot of people, but there are people. Well, Ari doesn't like it, so I'm not going to like it. But people need to remember that I'm one person out of thousands that might be trying the product. You're one person of thousands, and what works for me, like the one product that I sent you, it didn't work for me. You loved it. You absolutely loved it.
100%. Yeah, like a lot of people like things, and my opinion's not always popular on it. I can't stand steel supplements, pre-workouts. People swear by them.
Yeah,
love them. That amped AF. I thought it was complete trash. It made me feel like I came down right when I took it, and my chemistry might not be the same. I mean, people got to know that I'm just giving my experience with it, and a lot of times I have so many supplements to review. I only get to take them one time and review it. That's the problem. I have, when I first started, I now have probably like 6 months of supplements to review, like right here. I'm backed up, so it's like I can't take things 5 times and get a really great feel all the
Yeah.
time for how something works. You
Ari,
know,
do you ever turn people down, not because you're buried, but because you know the product's just dog shit?
I'm going to do that now. I mean, I'm starting to do that now. I'm not just accepting what I thought when I first started the channel. I was like, it's going to be so hard for people to send me products. I have no subscribers. I'm
Yeah.
nobody. It's good. So I emailed like 500 companies. I couldn't believe how many people were like, I like your garage gym homie thing. I could see you grow into it. Like, it seems like you got a good thing. We're going to send you products. I was so overwhelmed with garbage I didn't even want to review. And now I'm going to be super picky about it because I know in my heart I'm never going to run out of content.
Yeah, because I mean, I get solicited a lot too, and if I know it's bad, I'm not going to take the product and review a bad product. I mean, if I think a product is good and it turns out bad for me, it's one thing. But if I know the product is dog shit right from the get go, I'm not going to take it. I say it.
Yeah. And the other thing with me is I didn't really start the channel just to review a bunch of products. I started it to help people be healthier. So I kind of have gotten caught up because trying to catch up on supplement reviews. I
Yep.
really want to do more things than just review a bunch of stimulants and pre-workouts. I mean, I really want to get people motivated. I try and make motivational videos and, want to get people fired up, especially addicts and alcoholics about, connecting that health and fitness feels good and they can be sober and, like find this in their life like I did. I mean, that was the main intent of it.
Yep.
And I have a lot of great content that I'm going to be putting out there more geared toward that.
More gizmos and gadgets.
More gizmos and gadgets. Absolutely. Yeah.
Speaking of, I've been meaning to ask you forever. What is the mic you use? It looks like a pager, but you have a special mic.
I use the Rode Wireless Go. I was told that Rode makes the best audio or some of the best audio products around. It just connects it hangs out of my phone with a little dongle, the receiver,
Okay. Yep.
and then clip the mic to wherever I'm at. And I love it. It was a couple $100. It lasts like 30 freaking reviews before I have to charge it. It's so awesome.
What was the price point on it? Do you remember?
Couple hundred, like 220, including the cord I had to buy and stuff. It was well worth it. Rode Wireless Go. Yeah.
So we have a question from Canvasser. Ari, are you willing to do a 60-day transformation with a 61-year-old dude? Do you know this person?
I do. Yeah, I do know him. I'm willing to do it. Absolutely. But I don't put in more work than the person I'm working with. So the person I'm working with has to be willing to go the length. You know what I mean? Got to be willing. It's going to be your sweat.
But what kind of transformation can you do? Go from 10% down to what, 7? I mean, come on.
It's got to be a 90-day at least transformation. He wants to do a 2-week now. He wants to cut it down. Yeah, 90 days, man, 90 days, and we're gonna see some progress.
All right, Ari, we have another question here. I know you're an open book here. Isn't that quite risky for an old drug addict abuser to use these exotic pre-workouts?
Not really. No, I think it's cool. I mean, no, there's the stuff that I buy. I mean, everything is stuff that I run by. I mean, my sponsor knows I take pre-workouts. It's not like something that I abuse. I use non-stim pre-workouts 6 days out of the week, and then one day I allow. That's where high stim Saturday is for me. I, very balanced in that. I see a lot of the reviewers are using pre-workouts every freaking day.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I'm really on top of not overdoing it with pre-workouts. I'm a once to maybe twice a week guy at the moment.
Yeah. Now, going back to your Cold Stone fetish, and I mean that respectively, have you ever tried the BSN protein Cold Stone flavors?
I didn't even know that was. I don't know any of that.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of BSN, the company? Supplement company?
Yeah.
Yeah. They did a collaboration maybe 3 years ago. I don't know if they're still in existence.
Well, that would be good. Is it? I'm sure it's whey protein.
It's some kind of whey protein concentrate or something. Okay.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. Can't go wrong with that.
And then your friend is back again. Not a problem. 2-time Ironman finisher. Oh, he's talking smack on my channel.
Yeah, this guy, he is an Iron Man finisher. He's done it twice. Yep.
And then something about 90, I guess 90 days is what he's throwing down the gauntlet.
All right, I like that. We're in the game now.
Well, if you guys do it, we'll all right. You guys work it out. If this stuff's real, we'll bring it on in 90 days, and I'll host the damn show.
That would be that would be good. Yeah.
Arch, you're quite welcome. It was a great question, and for those of you just joining now, Ari is an open book. You know, and I give him a lot of credit. There's nothing he's hiding behind, and I appreciate him for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I like having fun with the channel, and it's been a great hobby for me. I mean, I can't believe how it's grown, really. I mean, not that it's like anything super significant, but I looked up, I mean, Google told me that the average YouTube channel takes 22 months for 1,000 subscribers.
Is
And
it really?
yeah, and I'm 5 months in, and I'm about 850. So it's growing really well.
When you're at 1,000, you can start monetizing it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Getting a couple cents here and there. I'm starting to make some money off the discount codes. I got a $60 PayPal deposit the other day.
Damn.
From one of them that I just started with. So I guess people put my code in there here and there.
So wait, mCanvasser, okay, and you guys can work out the logistics. If this is legit, what is this going to be based on? More endurance, putting up more weight, more just looking better with lower body fat? What are you throwing out here, mCanvasser?
Well, I think he let himself go a little bit during COVID. He wants to get back to tightening up. Definitely on the belly fat.
I saw this cool meme the other day. It says, when COVID's over, we're either joining Alcoholics Anonymous or Weight Watchers or both.
I like that. Yeah. That sounds about right.
Here's another one. In the days of cancel culture about everything, it is refreshing to see someone who is old school and promotes masculinity. You are a true inspiration, brother. Thank you. Obviously, that's for Ari, but thank you for the chat, for the comment.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think it's important, bodybuilding and weightlifting's given me a really good confidence in my life, and I'm very appreciative of it.
So, Ari, as we wind down a little bit, give a quick plug to cousin Jake here. I mean, what's his quick background, and if you want to plug his channel a little bit?
Cousin Jake, he just started his YouTube channel. That's actually my first cousin.
Okay.
And so he embraces the name. We called him, me and my brother here, we called him Cousin Jake for many years. And I've tried to motivate him to get on his YouTube grind. He's finally done it. And I want him to put out more content because he's super knowledgeable about the science angle, which is not my angle at all. Completely different. He's very well. He has an education in I think exercise science or something. I mean, he's got a background in this. He's a competitor. He's training to compete now. So I think it would be good for him. It's been a great hobby for me. And my other boy, the Mad Vegan YT, he's a MMA fighter, a boxer, and he just started his YouTube channel, which we're gonna be filming some content. And I'm trying to get the team going, because
there you go.
I think everyone just have a good time with it. It's so fun, to see the channel grow. It's a great positive hobby, and he's a vegan chef. So yeah,
that's it. With so much negativity with COVID, we got to keep human and keep positivity. Surround yourself with good people and good things.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Ari, somebody else asked, and we'll kind of wind down with this. You're going to come out with merchandise?
Well, yeah, I actually, I'm getting some quotes. I just reached out to the company Thursday, and they're sending me a whole bunch of ideas. So I sent them my logo and stuff. So far, I just had a few hoodies made up with the, I don't know if you can see the high stem.
Yeah, sweet.
That's kind of my thing to embrace. I like that. People use that hashtag and stuff. And yeah, I just think it's fun. People are asking me, I'm going to get some beanies, some tanks, and some hoodies made up. Yeah.
Did you design the logo, or was that a Fiverr thing, or what?
The Fiverr thing. Yeah.
I love that. I love Fiverr, dude. Great stuff for cheap prices, man.
Another thing, I would have never known if it weren't for TJ. Never even heard of Fiverr. He's like, go on Fiverr, get your YouTube intro, get your logo, all that. So my banner, yeah.
Yeah, I got to get him on soon because he and I know of each other. We've never had the personal interaction.
Yeah.
But he's another one. He's a polarizing guy. You either love him or hate him because he's so like forthright, which I love about him. But I know some people might not take that right.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure him out. He's got like 26,000 subscribers. I'm like, what the heck is he doing? Why does everyone else have like Review Bros 5,000, Opperman 5,000? I got, I'm coming up on 1,000. What's he doing that he has 26? Like, has he just been doing it so long? Is he doing much better than everybody? Is he just got the form? Is he plugged in with these companies? He's doing something right.
Well, his deals are phenomenal. I mean, you can't beat all the stuff that he publishes on his website.
Yeah. The website itself. Yeah, he's actually has a service that he's providing.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think that is what differentiates him. Mm-hmm.
So, Ari, it's definitely been a pleasure, my man. Feel free once again, most people know who you are, but plug your website. I mean, plug the channel, plug your Instagram, let everybody know.
Yeah, my YouTube is Garage Gym Homie, and my Instagram is at Garage Gym Homie. I'm just putting out content. Mostly it's been supplement reviews, but I'm doing fitness content, training motivation, just what works for me and what I've found in my life. And I talk about spirituality. I talk about, I just come from the heart, and I really deep down love healthy, clean living. And I just want everybody to kind of find this gift that I've been given, So that's what the channel's about.
Dude, we've shared enough DMs and texts, and obviously you were on the show last week for an hour and a half, but I'm glad we finally have made this happen, man. And I'm proud of you, dude.
Thank you so much, man. You're the man. I really appreciate you and everybody who chimed in with questions and who's watching.
Cool. Well, everybody, thank you so much. And again, if you enjoy the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you again. And Ari, we look forward to having you back down the road, my friend.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Stay on for just a minute.
Okay.